Alrighty, what's up, y'all? So, in this live, this is the final preparation before alcohol swap. If you didn't watch last night's live, yesterday we got, or last night we got everything prepped. I got a couple more parts that came in as well today, which I didn't even think they'd come in on Sunday because they were supposed to come tomorrow. They were supposed to come Monday, but they came on Sunday. I don't know how that makes any bit of sense, but so I went ahead and done some stuff just so that way it's ready to go. I went ahead and polished this up, got all the rust off of this. This is your belt plate for your torque converter. Went ahead and polished that back up. Went ahead and polished the back side of the clutch, got it nice and smooth. And now we're just gonna throw everything back together. And so this guy just pretty much just slips down in there with the key stocks. So this guy just drops down in there like that, and then pretty much like that. And now we're gonna flip it upside down. Don't worry, this one doesn't have like the holes like on the Comet. This is a Amazon 30 series, but this one doesn't have like the two wheel things right here to indicate which way it goes. It just goes on there. As long as if you line it up with the hole. And so as long as if it goes on like this. And then now, just putting the clutch back together. So all I'm gonna do today is just put like the belt and the clutch and the chains and hook that stuff up, because I still don't have any alcohol yet. I got some tomorrow I'm going to fill that up, but I gotta go buy some master links because the master link for my chain that goes to my wheel is missing the clip. I don't know where it's at, but I can go get a 4-pack of clips for $6 at Tractor Supply. So we'll go do that. So the parts I got was, I got some 2 carburetor gaskets because mine leaks, and then it came with like the little washers that go in there, and then a jet kit. So you've got your idle jets, and then you've got your main and pilots. So you gotta jet it to run on 85. If you don't jet your motor to properly run on 85, you will blow it up. So that's just a little FYI. Make sure you tune your motor before you alcohol swap it, because tuning, the thing about E85, alcohol takes a lot of tuning. You have to really fine tune it, because with alcohol you got to run 40% bigger is how it goes. You don't want to be too lean, you don't want to be too rich. You got to go 40% bigger and then start adjusting in that range and see how close you can get it. And that's what we're doing tomorrow, because I'll tell you, the little jet in there, the little main jet is like an 88, and then the pilot I think is a 32 or 38. But we got all this ready to go back on there, and then I've got my spacers and everything else to go with it. Right here, I've got everything else to go with it. I got the chain right here as well, so I'm gonna throw that in there. I got the screw. So yeah, let's go throw this on there and see if we can get our belt hooked back up. I've got our belt, and these are some Kevlar 1PZ 669 1830. I had some different style belts on there. That didn't go too good. I kind of blew them up. I blew through a 3-pack in a week, so I'm not doing that again. So if you buy belts, make sure you buy the right size. Don't do what I did and try to guess, because guessing is not the way to go. But we're gonna go out here and see if we can get it all put back together. I got everything else done to it. I gotta get the throttle cable, but this chain, what's up, Colby? This chain, oops, that chain right there I'm having problems with. but I'll get it figured out. It's it's an issue I'm having with like the alignment here, like these two lining up, and then your chain wants to be like this. That's the issue I'm running into. So so we're just gonna put this one back on here for now, and these two are lined up, as you can see. If you look down in there and you back up, they're perfectly aligned. That's the harder one to do, honestly. The easier one's this one. This one's hard because you got to get all up in there. I would fire this thing up, but I mean it's already 540, and I don't really want to make my neighbors too mad. So, but I'll fire it up tomorrow, because I might fire it up. I don't know yet. That needs to go in the trash can. That's broken glass. But all this is non-ethanol. It's like 14 gallons. And thanks for subscribing, by the way. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to this machine. I mean, this thing is pretty simple. Yeah, the frame is from the 90s, but I mean, I just repainted it. Like, I literally just finished painting this up like a few weeks ago. For the funniness, you know, I did it pink just for giggles. I mean, I thought it was funny, so that's pink. And then also, this thing was missing the kill switch that actually goes in here, but I fixed it now. I fixed this myself. I went to AutoZone and bought a kill switch, or just like a normal kill switch, and it had this part on here on the go-kart, but it didn't have the actual switch. So I went and bought one of these. So that's off and that's run, and so I ran it through the seat. And then this is like some bed liner right here. Bruh, y'all are some funny people. Y'all know that? This is just bed liner right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the chain hooked back up so we can so that way we can get everything going here. So this is the hard part right here. This is gonna be a pain. This ain't about to be fun, because I've got to fish this thing all the way back through here. I'll tell you a little trick though. You take you a screwdriver and you stick it down in there and run it back there. And so if you can get it to hook up on the gear, like if you can get it to just kind of spin it like this is how I do it. I'll fire it up after I get these, I'll fire it up after I get this chain back on here. I'll fire it up for a second. And so the way to do this is you have to find your slack. So you have to do it like right there. We must be rubbing somewhere. Oh yeah, we are rubbing. Huh. It wasn't rubbing the other day. So we're rubbing this cover. For some odd reason, it's rubbing. I ain't never had that problem before. I don't know. Oh, damn. Well, there goes that. I'm gonna have to take these gloves off or I can fool with it. I don't know why this thing is not. This thing is hard to get back in here. This is the one chain I hate doing. I'll crank this thing up once I get this back on here. This thing shoots fireballs too. This thing's pretty loud. I took the spark arrestor out of it. It's sure is something. Oh, you know what it is? This jack shaft ain't This jack shaft is bucked over that way. That's the problem. Well, we can fix that in a second. But now that we've got it all put back, we're just gonna take our master link and hook it back up here. So we're just gonna go. I'm super excited for tomorrow. I can't wait to alcohol swap this thing. This thing's gonna be a different animal with E85 with race fuel. It's gonna scream up and down the road. It's gonna be pretty loud. But once I get this chain hooked up, if I ever get it hooked up here, I'll fire it up and so you guys can hear how insanely loud this thing is for what it is. It sounds like a 450 dirt bike. All right. Okay. So I'm thinking, what in the world was that? I don't know what that was. So I'm thinking I might have to loosen this jack shaft, honestly, to get the chain back on. I'm pretty sure that's what I did last time, too. Because this... Like I was telling you guys, this chain right here is... It's a pain. It's a real big pain. I'm actually going to loosen this jack shaft up. Kinda can't do anything with it until I loosen it up. It should be 9/16 and 9/16 and a half. What this thing should be. Or actually it's double 9/16. Here's a wrench I about snapped in half the other day. That joker's bent. I mean, I know they're supposed to have a little bit of bend to them, but you see how that one is? Yeah, I bent that trying to get this thing loose. Not too long ago I did it, but it should just pop right on loose. It shouldn't even be on there that tight. I hope it ain't on there as tight as it was last time, because these things are hard to break loose, I'll tell you that. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be a pain again, huh? Well, this is gonna be great trying to break this loose. Oh boy. This thing kind of sucks when you tighten it down because they clamp down to each other. Because that's the way it works. This thing just kind of, from all the vibration and stuff, it just like has like a well, that ain't coming off. That's on there pretty bad. It ain't on there straight either, but I'll figure out how to do this. I just got to get this chain to quit rubbing. I don't know why it's rubbing so bad. Alright, hold on. This thing might actually work. Just gotta stretch it a little bit. So, what I learned is you kind of have to get all the way on the bottom But if this thing would come loose, then I could actually fool with it. But I got to get it to pop loose first. So I'm just gonna go get my impact, and we're just gonna zip it right on off. Alright. I got my impact out. I'm about to get this thing off. I don't know why these things, I didn't tighten them on there that tight because I was going to take this off when I was going to paint it, but I guess I might have accidentally super glued it on here. Be alright though. I need a deep well socket and I got a shallow socket. Alright. My bad, I had to go grab a socket extension. Yeah, we're about to fire this thing up. I'm just trying to get these chains hooked up because I want to be ready to go because I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to Tractor Supply, and I'm getting that master link for the other chain, and I'm going to buy some alcohol racing fuel, and going to my neighbors, and we're going to instantly get this thing ready to go. Alright. There it goes. Yeah, these things are kind of on her tight. This is a 3/8 impact. I need a 1/2 inch. That's what I need. I do need about a 1/2 inch. Maybe I think I might get me a Milwaukee 1/2 inch impact. Try out a Milwaukee and see what they're about. Alright, so now all I'm going to do is just finger tighten these. I'm not going to tighten them tight. I'm just going to finger tighten them. Just so that way they will, because if you finger tighten them, it'll make it to where you can, I'll show y'all, it'll make it to where you can do, she got something in my eye. It'll make it to where you can do this, but you don't want them too loose because you just want to make fine adjustments. You don't want to, you're not trying to adjust, like, see, now that it's finger tight, I can just ever so slightly wiggle it, and that's what you want, because you just want to do little bitty adjustments, because this thing, I'm gonna have to push it forward to get the chain and stuff hooked up. I'll show y'all how to do it. So now I'm just snugging it with a drill. I'm at the impact. I'm just snugging them. I'm not tightening them down too tight. I'm just snugging them down. And now this is gonna allow me to be able to fine adjust it like this. And that's what we want. So we're gonna push this thing forward. Okay. And now we are going to pull it back, and it should hook up now. Where did it do? I don't know where the little link part went for it. Should be down here on the floor somewhere, maybe. I don't know. All right. Now we can get our chain on. So this is what I was telling you about. So whenever this thing's together, this has to come all the way back like this. But now that it's not together, what we have to do is we have to push it as far back as we can go, because it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just the way it's designed here. not really designed to, see, that's how you're supposed to hook chain up. And then whenever you get it, you just yank it back like that as far back as it'll go, and it'll pretty much straighten it up for you. But we've got to go, because now these two gears, these two ain't even lined up. So now you've got to go, you've got to tap it over just until you get these two lined up. So like right there, and now that's lined up, but your chain's gonna be rubbing. So now all we're gonna do is throw this chain up in here like this. And we're gonna hook it up. Throw this up in there. Where's the excess even going? That's why. There we go. Alright, we got it that time. Now, we can pull this around. And now we can... There. Now you see how easy it is to hook it up. That's how... Now that's how you're supposed to do it, but... So let me find this Master Link thing. It's in my pocket. And so this side goes this way. And all we're gonna do is just hook it up. Just like this. And just hook it up like that. And this is the clip I'm missing for the other one. Now I could take a 40, which is what's on here, and put a 40 clip, but the 40 and 41 are two totally different things. So it's not gonna work that way. So you look at which way it's been on here. The wear side always goes towards the engine, towards the back side. So this side, so now that we've got our chain, we can literally just pull this back a little bit. And now all we're gonna do is get it past that screw right there, so that way we have working room. And we're gonna toss this on there. And then we'll fire it up, and I'll let y'all hear it on some 93. It backfires on 93 really bad. It's not jetted right. My jet kit came in today, but this thing is not jetted right. And so here's a trick that's really gonna affect the way you do stuff. So since this chain is not spinning this way, it's actually spinning this way towards me. So what you're gonna do is your clip is actually gonna go on this way. It's not gonna go on that way because the chain's not rotating. So whichever way the chain's rotating, so if the chain was rotating this way, then this goes this way. But since it's rotating towards me, it's gonna go this way. Because when this is spinning, it's spinning that way like that. And so since it's spinning that way, you've got to put your clip on that way. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but I mean, that's how you do it. And so to do this, all you're gonna do is just literally just put it on in the back. These are hard too. And then now all we're gonna do is get a pair of I got a miniature pair of vice grips here. I'm gonna open these up to the size of the chain. I'm gonna clamp the chain down because it's gonna pull it all the way together. You don't have to do it this way. This is the way I do it just because it works really good for me. Okay, so we're going to go like this. And that's gonna hold that together like I said. And now all we're going to do is we got some little bitty pliers here. And we're literally just gonna put them on the link. And we're just gonna pinch it closed. That's it, and it goes on there. So just like that. And now we're gonna take this off gently. So I've got I've got it halfway on there. It clicked the first time, which means it's clicked on in the back. It's not clicked on the front yet. So all we're gonna do is take our pliers. It's literally the most easiest thing. You put it on the bottom of the link, you clamp down on top, and you just squeeze it together. This is a little bit hard since these are really thin needle nose, by the way. I need thicker needle nose pliers. One of my buddies has got some of these pliers he got off Amazon. I think they're called Nipix or Snipix, something like that. Them things are insane. I need to get me a kit of those. Them things are crazy. Boom. Now our master link is on there. Make sure. And now we've got all this tension. And so all we're gonna do is, now that I've got this, I'm gonna put my gloves back on so I don't get my fingers caught in between the gears. There's a YouTuber called 2Vintage. I was watching him one day, and he was wearing gloves, or I don't think he was wearing gloves. He was working on the engine or something, and he was turning it over, and he was trying to hold the gear to make sure it didn't come flying apart, and he stuck his finger on it, and it like caught his finger in between the gears. He didn't lose it, but he about did. So now all we're gonna do is we're just gonna straight back. Now you see how this is tilted this way, like that? That ain't gonna work at all. That's just not gonna happen. So what we're gonna do is, I'll show you here. I'll show you what we're gonna do. There you guys go. Now you can probably see what we're looking. I mean, this has a lot of slack, okay? And when you pull it back, it wants to go like this. And it can't go like that. It has to go straight back. So now all we're gonna do is literally just pull straight back like this. And we want our chain, we want it to be in the middle. So we're gonna go middle of that torque converter, and we're literally gonna pull it back like this. And voila, she's ready to go. And so to make sure that it doesn't move, we're just gonna take our drill here. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it as far back as we can, and we're gonna take our hammer and we're gonna tap it back just like that. And now we're gonna get it lined up, and we're literally just gonna pull it straight like this. This is kind of hard to do one-handed. Oh yeah, look at how tight that is. Look at this. That's what you want right there. Check this out. That, my friend, is perfect. So look, up top, you have a little bit of give. It's just, that's how you want it. You want just a tidbit of give. And on the bottom, that's how you like it. You want it just like that. There you go. That's how you do your jack shaft right there. Now we're gonna fire this thing up, and y'all are gonna get to hear it on that running on 93. And that's what this chain is like. There's a stiff spot in it right there. It looks like it's kind of bent, if you kind of see what I'm talking about. Looks a little out of whack, but yeah, it's gonna be spinning that way. So I'm gonna fire it up now, but I gotta tighten up the last two bolts, or one more bolt. You gotta make sure these are tight, by the way. That's on there. Now, let's drag her out and let's fire it up. So, now we're gonna push this thing out. We're gonna fire it up for a second here. I ain't gonna run it long. All right, here we go. What is rubbing? Oh. Alright. Alrighty. Y'all asked for it. Here goes nothing, I guess. We're gonna fire it up. Alrighty, so we're gonna fire it up now. This is quite interesting. So, alright, let's go ahead and fire this thing up, and you get to watch it shoot flames, I guess. It's something. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the live here. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.